Good afternoon. Thank you so much for keeping it TV47. I meet you again with TV47 at 1. Lots lined up for you from the corridors of Justice, State House, and so much more. So karibu sana, get updated. My name is Linda Alela. Now, the Mukurweini Member of Parliament, John Kagushia, has been arraigned over alleged offensive conduct that police say was likely to cause a breach of the peace. Now, Kagushia is accused of making remarks in Kikuyu language at Narumoru Shopping Center in Kieni East, Nyeri County on August the 1st, 2026, which police claim were intended to provoke hostility among members of the public. The prosecution claims Kagushia told members of the public that anyone in Kieni who voted for or supported Kasongo would be identified and socially isolated. The charge sheet further alleges he said supporters would not be visited during bereavement and their dowry ceremonies would be boycotted. Also, if they fell ill, they should seek health care in Sugoi. Remarks the prosecution say were intended to provoke a breach of the peace.
The court is invited, Your Honor, to interrogate whether there was compliance with the Constitution, not violation with the Constitution, but compliance with the Constitution. I am laying emphasis on compliance and distinguishing it from violation because I know my learned friends will go to the Magistrate Act and pull the magical Section 8. But that's not what I'm saying. I am inviting the court to look at the application of the Constitution. And that question, Your Honor, of the application of the Constitution has been dealt with by the Supreme Court in the case of Hussein Khalid versus the ODPP, Supreme Court petition number 21 of 2017 at paragraph 23 and 24. Supreme Court, Hussein Khalid versus the AG, Supreme Court petition number 21 of 2017. At paragraph 23 and 24 of the judgment, the Supreme Court, oh yes, I beg your pardon. May I take it again? Hussein Khalid versus the Attorney General and others of the ODPP, Supreme Court, petition number 21 of 2017. Of our interest is paragraph 23 and 24. In those paragraphs, Your Honor, the Supreme Court distinguished between 23 and 24. The Supreme Court distinguished between the responsibility of a court of law to apply the Constitution and to interpret the Constitution. There was a distinction. And the Supreme Court indicated that the responsibility of the interpretation of the Constitution vests with the High Court, while a magistrate court such as this one can apply the Constitution. And of course, the Supreme Court, Your Honor, was coming from Article 20, Your Honor, Clause 3, where it provides that in applying the provisions of the Bill of Rights, a court shall. The Constitution does not define the jurisdiction of the court. It merely provides the court shall. And for the court, for these purposes, therefore, means even this particular court established under this Constitution. And you are told, Your Honor, when applying the Bill of Rights, and again, the law, the article provides the word applying, not interpreting. In applying the Bill of Rights, a court of law shall develop the law to the extent that it does not give effect to the rights or fundamental freedoms. So when you're applying this provision, Your Honor, even upon the basis upon which this prosecution was mounted, you are invited to apply the law and see whether there was compliance. If therefore there was no compliance with the law and it is so dictated that there must be a compliance, the question therefore would be, if the garbage in, or is it garbage out? If we have put in garbage, can we get any good end results at the fullness of time? Yona, you might want to look at that charge sheet that has been brought before you. You are told that our client ought to take plea for offensive conduct conducive to the breach of peace. And the conduct is as a consequence of his utterance. And you are told, Your Honor, that there was an interpreter who has interpreted the language from Kikuyu language to English language. Your Honor, we need to look at that propriety of the interpretation itself. And why is it important, Your Honor? Before I come to that, it's because Article 50, Clause 2, invites you, Your Honor, Clause 2, Paragraph B, provides that every accused person has a right to a fair trial, which includes the right to be informed of the charge with sufficient details to answer to it. The place where you find the information of a charge is in the particulars of the charge. Therefore, the particulars of the charge must be able to communicate in a manner that the accused person understands the charges that he faces. And Your Honor, granted the fact that we have only 2 languages in this country, English and Kiswahili, the interpretation must conform and must inform the accused person of the particulars and the ingredients of the charge. If there is any distortion, Your Honor, then there cannot be a charge to which the accused person can answer to. And although this is a new field where the court needs to interrogate and explore in its effort to develop the law, when an interpretation such as this one is done and it's not accompanied with a certificate, how shall we know that the interpretation from Kikuyu language, the English language, captioned the actual words that are deemed or perceived to be offensive? I know the ODPP will say that the Criminal Procedure Code does not allow them or action them to accompany a certificate. But again, we are told to develop the law. And the reason why you are told to develop the law, Your Honor, is so that you can implement this strict adherence to the Bill of Rights. Such that, Your Honor, if our client was to respond to the charges, it must not amount to a violation of his rights under Article 50. This is one of the unique cases, Your Honor, where such a certificate is required to make sure that the accused person understands the charges facing him. You know, I have the benefit of understanding the language that is deemed to be offensive, the Kikuyu language. I equally have the benefit of understanding the little English from my school. And you can see clearly the difference. For example, the words deemed to be offensive have used the word kasongo twice. If you go to the interpretation, you'll only see the word kasongo once. Where did the other one go? And was it material? Number 2, Your Honor, I'll refer you to a thesis I beg your pardon?
All right. Yes, we follow up on those proceedings to give you more updates later. President William Ruto has announced a new package of benefits for more than 106,000 village elders, including monthly allowances, health insurance cover, and mobile phones to improve grassroots administration. Speaking during a meeting with village elders and their representatives, Ruto said the government would enroll the administrators, their spouses and children under the Social Health Authority. The president also directed the Treasury to provide funds in the next supplementary budget to support the health cover, while announcing plans to equip village elders, chiefs and assistant chiefs with smartphones and digital skills, including artificial intelligence, training to improve reporting and service delivery.
Ama bwana yake na watoto wao wawekwe katika mpango ya SHA. Wawekwe katika mpango ya SHA. Ili tukimaliza hiyo budget, ili kuanzia tarehe 1 Januari hawa wote wawe ndani ya SHA na waendelee na maisha yao. Jambo la pili, wameniuliza ya kwamba hawa wazee hata ingawaje umri ni huo, lakini dijitali pia wanaelewa. Sasa pia muwaongezee pesa kidogo kwa budget, kila mmoja wao tumnunulie simu ile ya sawasawa. Sindio? Mumesema yani nasema tuendelee ama tuendelee? Tuendelee ama tuendelee?
While attending the same event, ODM party leader Dr. Oburu Odinga has declared his interest in the deputy presidential position ahead of the 2027 general elections, saying he believes he is qualified for the role. And speaking at State House, Nairobi, during President William Ruto's meeting with village elders, Oburu said ODM remains firmly committed to the broad-based government arrangement and will support President Ruto's re-election bid. However, he insisted that ODM will retain its identity and will not be absorbed by UDA, adding that other elective positions remain open for negotiations.
So we are going to work together as we move in the future, and we want to chart the way forward for this country. And the way forward is to give power to the people, like this one, particular one. We are giving... Ruto is giving power to the powerless. Village elders were just regarded as village elder. Village elder. Sasa he is not just a village elder. Yeye ana marupurupu kidogo, yeye pia anapata, utaona yeye anang'ara kushinda. Atakuwa na power. Atakuwa na nini? Power. Basi sukumeni power, tuendelee. Kura ikikuja, wakati huu sisi ODM hatutakuwa na candidate. Candidate wetu ni President William Ruto. But all the other positions are negotiable. Particularly number 2. Don't you think I deserve to be number 2? Because that is what our concern. Can I not be number 2? Mimi nimetosha. Asanteni sana. Ninashukuru tena mimi.
Murang'a County has emerged as the best performing county in the latest InfoTrack ranking of devolved units. As counties are measured on their delivery of key devolved functions, the 2026 report assesses county performance across 14 devolved functions, with Murang'a taking the top position, following by Kiambu, Trans Nzoia and Elgeyo Marakwet. The findings provide a snapshot of how county governments are managing service delivery, implementation of devolved mandates and responsiveness to citizens.
Accrued with 49%, followed by Rift Valley and then Western. Nyanza is fourth, and we can see that Nairobi throughout has been at, the challenged one. But that is also because of the way our agriculture is treated. We had been asked before whether we should actually rate Nairobi when it comes to agriculture. And when we looked at the CIDPs, we had seen that there was indeed a department and a team that deals with agriculture even in our host county. The top 3 counties in agriculture by region, I'll mention coast. We have Kwale, Lamu, and Taita Taveta. Those are the top 3 counties in agriculture. Please let us. And then we have in northeastern Garissa with 41, Mandera and Wajir with 36 respectively. These are frontier counties. In eastern, it is Tharaka Nithi that is top with 51%. Then Embu with 47 and Makueni with 46.
Well, that report allows us time for a quick short break. We still have more lined up for you, so stick around.
p.m.
My father used to tell me that our hotel is the home for travelers. I guess I forgot that. Recently, it's been more of a mirror of my own ambition. Booyah! We might fail. We will probably fail, but not for a lack of trying. So for the last time, and the first time, welcome to Connect In, the best experience in Eastern Central Africa and its environs.
Saturday at 8:30 p.m. on TV47. Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m.
This is a very serious place.
I see that. Surely. Hey, Nyumba.
This is the place.
Just for a few days.
Rule number 2.
Kwani Google inajua maisha yangu wewe?
That's my seat.
It's a chair.
It was hers.
You're new here? Yes.
You learned the rhythm.
This place is run by structure. Structure.
It is a system. Ni venye tu ni system haisikizi.
And what happens if something you haven't chosen enters your day?
I remove it.
That's not always going to be possible here.
Then you are going to have a problem.
Noted.
What are you planning? To escape from a resort?
This is not a resort, my friend. This is a storage.
Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. on TV47.
Nairobi, where the hustle never sleeps and neither do the scammers.
Link Up, we are talking about something that's affecting all of us. We are talking trust.
We're diving into the campus life.
Stay fresh, stay safe.
Stay linked up.
My father...
You're watching TV47 at 1. Welcome back. Now, wheat and maize farmers in Narok County have issued a 4-day ultimatum to the government demanding urgent intervention over what they describe as poor market prices for their produce. The farmers have accused millers of failing to honour a wheat pricing agreement of 5,378 shillings per bag reached through the Tegemeo. Now, they are now demanding that a bag of maize be purchased at a fixed price of 5,000 Kenya shillings. The farmers have warned of mass demonstrations if Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe fails to address their concerns within the given timeline. Our reporter Michelle Mwangi with the details of that.
Frustrations is mounting among wheat and maize farmers in Narok County, who claim that decline in market prices are threatening their livelihoods despite rising production costs. At the Narok Town Grain Depot, the farmers voiced their concerns, accusing millers of failing to honor a pricing agreement that set wheat at more than 5,000 Kenya shillings per bag through negotiations facilitated by Tegemeo.
Tumekubali na hii bei. Na hii bei ni Tegemeo ndio imetoa. Na Tegemeo walipatiwa kazi na serikali. Sasa bona wanataka tena kurudi nyuma na yale yote ambao wametoa, na ndio hii. Sio sisi ndio tumeandika hii.
Mashamba ndio hiyo haina rutuba ya kutosha. Mkulima anajikokota kutumia pesa yote, anaenda bank kuchukua maloni ya kukusa ile mimea, alafu baadaye mtu anataka kuja kutunyanyasa.
The farmers say the failure to implement the agreed prices has left many producers struggling to recover their investments. After months of hard work on their farms, they are now pushing for a fixed market price of 5,000 Kenya shillings per bag of maize, arguing that better returns will protect farmers and sustain production.
Bei ya mahindi inakuja 5,000. Bei ya mahindi tunataka 5,000. Kwa ajili hata saa hii tunashindwa ni nini? Gunia mzima ya mahindi shilingi 3,900, mtu atarudi kwa ukulima? Na vile saa hii soko vile dunia vile inaenda.
Serikali iweke taratibu ya kuimport ngano. Wakati tunafuna wasimamishe importation, wachukue kwanza ya wakulima wa Kenya. Ili yetu ikikataa kutosha, basi wafungue importation baada ya kununua yetu.
Tunasikia North Rift hakuna chakula. Pahali kama Kitale ambaye ndio basin ya chakula mingi sana ya mahindi, hakuna kitu. Eldoret hakuna kitu. Nakuru hakuna kitu. Tegemeo saa hii ni hapa Narok. Na hapa Narok tunafinywa kama mkate ile ambayo inagandwa.
The farmers have given the government 4 days to intervene, calling on Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe to bring together stakeholders and find a lasting solution to the pricing dispute. They have further warned that failure to address their grievances could lead to major protest across Narok County.
Tumefuna ngano ndio hii mahindi sinajaa hapa, hakuna kitu inanunulika. Kwa hivyo tuko hapa kupeana siku 3. Kama hatujajibiwa tutaenda maandamano.
Friday tutakutana, Friday tutafanya maandamano yaonekana. Siku hiyo hii Narok hakuna kazi itaendelea. Tutahakikisha mpaka mkulima angaliwe. Sisi ni watu ambao tunategemea agriculture.
Michelle Mwangi, TV47.
Thank you, Michelle, for that. Now, leaders in Mandera County have asked leaders and residents to unite in an effort to eradicate insecurity and preserve peace in the border county. Nashe leaders led by finance expert Abubakar Mohammed Abdirahman, popularly known as Abubakar Washington, said it's time Mandera moves beyond the negative perception of insecurity, drought and underdevelopment. The meeting by members of the Adola community also endorsed Abubakar to contest the Mandera gubernatorial seat in the next year's general election. That is after he declared his bid for the seat. Abubakar said he wants to capitalize on Mandera's strategic position as a tri-border area with Somalia and Ethiopia to attract investment.
Our vision is simple: a peaceful, prosperous, modern Mandera where every citizen has equal access to succeed, has equal opportunity to succeed, has an equitable access to county resources. A county that is not defined by disadvantage, by insecurity, and by drought. A county that is defined by opportunity. Mandera sits at one of the greatest locations of any other town in this country.
And illegal loggers targeting mangrove forest along the Dongo-Kundu coastline in Mombasa County have been warned against destroying the vital coastal ecosystem. Stakeholders, including residents as well as government officials, are calling for stronger conservation efforts to protect mangroves, which support marine life, protect shorelines, and sustain communities that depend on fishing. During an environmental restoration exercise at Dongo-Kundu, more than about 20,000 mangrove seedlings were planted as part of efforts to rehabilitate degraded coastline habitats, as well as stakeholders said that curbing illegal logging and restoring mangrove cover is critical in reducing soil erosion, protecting marine ecosystems, and safeguarding the livelihoods of coastal communities.
Tumesema tunalinda eneo letu kwa kupanda mikoko mingi kwa sababu huu ndio utajiri wetu. Kwa hivyo mimi niko na furaha kujumuika na wananchi wetu wote pamoja na mheshimiwa ili kuendeleza ambao ni azma ya rais ya kufanya kupanda miti kwa wingi, ili tabia ambayo imekuja ambayo inakuja inatutatiza mambo ya climate tutakuwa tumeiweza kwa upande wetu.
Mikoko ya baharini ni muhimu sana. Kwanza inawezesha watu wengi, familia nyingi kama vile wavuvi, ili kupata samaki kwa haraka sana lazima tuwekeze katika mikoko. Na twashukuru katika ile eneo letu la Dongo-Kundu tuko na species aina 4. Kuna Visinia marina, kuna Siriops tagal, kuna Bulgaria na Siriops. So hii ni miti ambayo inatunza sana mazingira na inaelekeza.
Tunataka kupanda miti 20,000 katika sehemu hii ya Dongo-Kundu, na tunataka kupanda mikoko kwa sababu tunajua kumekuwa na zile harakati ambazo si za kisawa, illegal logging ya mambo ya mikoko. Watu wanakata mikoko na hakuna replacement, na wanakata mikoko alafu wanaacha ile ardhi inakuwa inaharibika, na pia inaacha samaki wetu, inaacha zile bidhaa nyingine, pweza wetu, wale crabs ambao tuko nao wanakosa kuzana na wanakimbia.
Kisumu County has hosted the launch of a national program aimed at helping counties to manage the rapid expansion of urban centers and plan for future development. The Kenya Urban Expansion Planning Program brings together leaders and technical experts from Kisumu, Homa Bay, and Kakamega, as well as national agencies, academia, and development partners. The initiative, launched in Kisumu West, seeks to identify future urban expansion areas, protect key infrastructure corridors, and develop practical plans for orderly growth. Kisumu Governor Professor Peter Anyang' Nyong'o said that planned urbanization can boost investment and improve livelihoods, warning that uncontrolled growth risks worsening congestion, informal settlement, and environmental challenges. The program follows a partnership between the Council of Governors and Africa Urban Lab to strengthen county capacity in sustainable urban planning.
The inaugural Cluster 1 workshop brings together political leadership and multidisciplinary technical teams from Kisumu, Homa Bay, and Kakamega counties, alongside representatives from the State Department for Housing and Urban Development, National Land Commissions, and other national government agencies, development partners, Kenya Institute of Planners, and other professional bodies, academia, including Maseno and Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University, and the private sector, to chart a new and transformative approach to managing Kenya's rapidly growing urban areas. The launch follows the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, between the Council of Governors, COG, and African Urban Lab, AUL, establishing a strategic partnership to support county governments in proactively planning for urban growth, while strengthening institutional capacity for sustainable urban development across Kenya.
Well, we start off sadly on sports, where the national women's football team, Harambee Starlets, will take the long walk of shame back to the Kenyan capital after they were bundled out in a humiliating fashion following a 2-0 defeat to Algeria in their final group game. Starlets returned to Nairobi winless in their second continental showpiece appearance after succumbing to a 4-goal thrashing, that is a 4-0 goal thrashing to host Morocco in their first match before being on the receiving end of a 1-0 defeat by the Teranga Lionesses of Senegal.
I'll appreciate kwa sisi kuja hapa kwa hii platform. Then second thing, I think tunafaa kuwork hard. Yeah. Inafaa tu work hard ndio tujue what next on the next level. Then we perform.
A lot of positive things. One is team preparation. 2 is just being able to see how the matches are being played, also technically to be able to watch your match, see what the opponent is doing during the match, and to be able to change things as the match goes on.
Imekuwa zaidi ya miaka 10 kutoka tuweze kushiriki katika michuano kama haya ya ulingo wa juu zaidi katika bara la Afrika.
And just today, Western Region champions Kakamega School have underlined their title credentials with a commanding 4-0 victory over Tumaini Boys. The Kenya Secondary School Sports Association national team 2 games rode to life once again today at the M-Pesa Foundation Academy. Our sports reporter Boniface Kimanzi is currently on the ground and gives us much more as to how this is panning out. Over to you, Boniface. Good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Elinda Alela. And of course, we are getting you live from M-Pesa Foundation. And of course, here it is where we are having the national Term 2 games. And of course, different schools have really represented in these national Term 2 games. And of course, we have seen Highway Secondary School playing football, soccer. And of course, our fans, the atmosphere is electric. Of course, from what I can see here, fans have come from different parts of the country. And of course, I have the head coach of Kwanda, karibu sana coaches, utuambie leo imekuaje kwanza, imekuaje siku ya leo?
Today has been nice.
Yes.
And we've played well. We've won 3 sets 0 against Wajir girls from Northeastern.
Coach, your team has been strong when it comes to this volleyball, when it comes to national. Which strategy do you use as a team to win against other teams?
We have trainings, a lot of trainings, and also we get to engage international coaches. For example, the team has been under Coach Kigwari, Justin Kigwari. Right now he's in EPR Rwanda. And generally, we've really invested when it comes to training to give the best and the champions of Africa. Yeah.
Coach, I can see your players are very strong in terms of training. Of course, you told me that you do a lot of extensive training in terms of preparations. Now, tell us, where do you source these players from?
Locally, first. So we source them locally, and also others just come into our school as they're admitted in the school, and from across Kenya. Yeah. Okay. Kenya is well represented. Counties are well represented. Yeah.
Coach, what next now from your team?
Is to win. Win, win, and win. We are not looking forward to any losses anymore. Just winning. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Of course, that is the head coach of Kwandande, and of course, she has told me that they are ready for the next competition. Mafans wametokea hapa. Karibu sana. Imekuwaje siku leo? Umeonaje mafans huku? Unaonaje wewe kama shabiki wa mpira, wa soka, wa volleyball, wa netball kwa mashindano ambayo yameandaliwa hapa katika?
All right, Boniface Kimanzi will definitely compile more on that to be disseminated later on. Thank you so much for keeping it TV47. I guess it's at this point that we close the TV47 at 1. I'll be coming to you later on at 4 p.m. Asante sana. My name is Linda Alela. Good afternoon.